guys. Welcome to today's session. Yeah, glad you could join us today just to learn with us, explore different new products that we pull to you, or rather, we bring to the community each and every day, right? Look at it this way: the crypto landscape, right, has just matured significantly. Looking at the cryptocurrency landscape, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, 8 years ago, 2 years ago until now, right? You can just see how the transition has been, yeah, from just a novice industry to significantly matured industry, right? And when you talk about maturity, you look at the opportunities that come with maturity, and you look at the complexity that comes with maturity. Talking about complexity, you can always see how products keep improving, how new products come into the market, how features are added to new products. And Binance has always been on the forefront of just this significant maturity, creating opportunities, improving our products, and just creating new products that you can always leverage to learn, to make an extra buck, and to make an extra income. That's why we bring to you Binance Alpha. So Binance Alpha is a segmented effort just around our exchange, right, which aims to promote early stage crypto projects, right? So look at it this way: it offers these different projects, and offers you a chance to connect with a wider for the project. It offers the projects a chance to connect with a wider audience, and just potential backers across the globe. And to you, it gives you just the opportunity to look at projects that are just starting out. Yeah, deep dive into them, right? These are basically just early stage projects. So you as an investor, right, can be able just to see these early stage projects, evaluate them once they are listed on the platform, right? Because they're curated basically for the ecosystem. Once you've checked on these early stage projects as an investor, you can be able just to select these projects and probably invest in them, because these projects undergo a rigorous selection process with the internal team, before they are listed on Binance Alpha. So what you're going to discuss today is everything just about Binance Alpha, what you need to know about Binance Alpha, the projects that some of the projects, or rather what projects are listed on Binance Alpha, right? The entire Alpha Exchange ecosystem. That's why I'm here today, to bring you the knowledge, and to show you how you can be able to leverage this powerful platform to be able probably to invest in these early stage projects that are listed on Binance Alpha. I'll be your host today. My name is Charles. Joining me today is Ray Alan. I'll let Ray introduce himself, then we can dive into the presentation of what we for you today. Take it away, Ray.
Hello, hello everyone. I hope you're having a lovely evening or afternoon wherever you are. Well, to start us off, I want to get to Binance Alpha first of all. I'd love to ask you, do you like the your new Binance user experience? Have you interacted with your Binance mobile app recently? What do you love about it? I'd love to see some comments about that because there are lots of changes that have been made on your Binance mobile application, some interesting changes, and I'd love to see you interact with them and just share what you love about those changes that have been made, basically. I'd love to see that. Well, with that out of the way, okay, first of all, I'd say, okay, let me just update you on the coolest thing I like about the current mobile version of the Binance application is the fact that you can customize the home page of your Binance application to be just the way you want it. I think that's the most lovely thing about the exchange for me. Yeah. Anyway, with that being said, let's get to Binance Alpha. You're curious about new tokens. You're wondering how can I trade them, or how can I make the most out of any new token that is emanating from Binance. Well, Binance Alpha helps you figure out what new shiny coin is and what exactly it's all about. And you can even use that as a point to do more research on different cryptocurrencies that you might be interested in or not interested in at all. Some of them are just shiny coins, and some of them are really interesting projects. But who is to be the judge of that if not you? My name is Ray Allen. I'm a Binance Angel from Kenya, and I'll be taking you through what Binance Alpha is and all that you need to know about Binance Alpha, basically, and how you can navigate around with. Okay, we'll start with defining what Binance Alpha is and what Binance Alpha is all about. Binance Alpha is a Binance feature that was recently introduced by Binance. And this feature basically, it's a feature, it's an interface. Yeah, the feature allows you to get access to early stage projects, like recently listed projects. What is new? What is the new project being listed? And then another beautiful thing, the Binance Alpha is on your Binance Web3 wallet. Not only that, but also on your Binance wallet as Alpha. It's also there as Alpha, and as Alpha, you can access any tokens that you see interesting, ranging from meme coins to AI coins, all of them. A common thing about all these coins that are listed on Alpha, they're not listed on the Binance exchange yet. However, they're available on chain. By on chain, I mean these coins are on the blockchain. So through Binance Alpha, you can be able to trade tokens and cryptocurrencies that are still on the blockchain and not officially listed. How beautiful does that sound? And another thing is that the process is entirely seamless. Whether you're doing it, you're doing it via the Web3 wallet, which is very easy to access. Whether you're doing it via that, it's very easy to go about it, or you're doing it via the exchange in itself, it's very easy to go about it. Yeah. Well, let's see. What can you do on Binance Alpha? Number one, you can purchase tokens on Binance Alpha. So that is when you're on your Web3 wallet, you can purchase tokens that interest you. Let's say you move to Binance Alpha, you've heard that there's a new token that people are talking about, and then it happens to be listed on Binance Alpha. You can easily go ahead and purchase that token. Then what other thing can you do on Binance Alpha? When you purchase tokens on Binance Alpha, you get alpha points, Binance Alpha points. And Binance Alpha points allow you, like, you increase your chances of getting access to the Binance airdrops. There are a plethora of airdrops that are done on the Binance exchange, and these airdrops normally happen via pancakes through a process called token generation. Token generation. So, what is a token generation event? A token generation event is an event where new tokens or new coins are being released in the market. And normally, for you to participate in a token generation event, you have to you have to buy a certain amount of the tokens pre-listing through through a platform called an IDO platform. And an IDO platform is basically a platform where new tokens are being issued. Like, for example, let me break down an IDO for you to understand easily. Let's say, for example, you've heard that there are a limited series of pancakes that are being sold somewhere and you'd love to access them. For you to access these limited series of pancakes, then you have to pay a certain amount of money, and then after after 2 hours you'll get your limited series of pancakes. Yeah. So basically that's how IDOs work. Even though they're not issuing you pancakes to eat, but they're issuing you some interesting tokens that maybe you can trade and get some cash and then buy pancake to eat. Yeah, which sounds cool. Yeah, so basically that's what token generation is, and that's what an IDO platform is. So the token generation event happens on the IDO, and people will lock in other other cryptocurrencies. The cryptocurrencies you might find yourself locking is, for example, you can lock in your BNB, and when you lock your BNB, you'll be issued an equivalent amount of a new token for the BNB you've locked. However, the beautiful thing is that you'll be buying them at a lower price. The price you'll be buying them via the IDO will be lower than the price that you should normally buy them at. So it's kind of cool. Very, very cheap to buy, which is kind of cool, I believe. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So you can participate in such opportunities. And then another beautiful thing is that some of these tokens really have good value proposition, long-term value proposition, which means you can choose toward these tokens that you purchase or that you access via IDO platforms for a long term. Yes. So those are some of the things that happen on the Binance specifically. The IDO happens on the Binance Web3 wallet, not on the Binance Exchange wallet. And the alpha points, you also receive them on your Binance Web3 wallet, and then they help you access airdrops. And airdrops are the ones issued by the IDO platforms through the token generation events. If you have alpha points, naturally you qualify for airdrops. You don't even need to participate in the IDO per se for you to receive the airdrops. And for some of the token generation events, you have to have a certain amount of alpha points in order for you to participate in such token generation events. So basically, that is Binance Alpha. I hope it's not too complex. I've dissected it from the standpoint of the Web3 wallet. Well, let's move to the next slide and see what else we would love to share about Binance Alpha. We then have Binance Alpha 2.0. We talked about Binance Alpha. The first one we talked about is the one that is on the Binance Web3 wallet. In short, that other one is on chain. Then we have the Binance Alpha that is on your exchange. Quick exercise. If you're near your mobile phone, I'd love to ask you, head straight to your Binance mobile phone and click homepage. When you click homepage, you can see, okay, first of all, there's a lot of customization to do there. I don't know if you've customized your mobile interface because there are lots of changes that have happened with the user experience. We'll be having session to dive into the new user experience and how it is in the coming days. But if you're there right now, I believe you can see markets, you can see favorites, you can see hot tokens, you can also see the Binance News or Binance Square there. And then other than that, you can also see Binance Alpha. Yes. Now I'm talking about the Binance Alpha that you can see on your home page. That Binance Alpha is different from the other Binance Alpha that we talked about. Binance Alpha 2.0 allows you to trade tokens that are listed on decentralized exchanges or that are listed on chain on the Binance exchange, which means this token does not have to be officially listed on Binance for you to trade it. You can trade it even though it's not listed on Binance officially through Binance Alpha. And this Binance Alpha feature is available on your centralized exchange. Now, what are some of the advantages of Binance Alpha and why Binance Alpha 2.0? I'm not talking about Binance Alpha. Okay, I talked about Binance Alpha. Now I'm talking about Binance Alpha 2.0. We're going to look into more the advantages going forward. Yes. So, what does Binance Alpha 2.0 allow? Number one, it allows for increased liquidity. Why does it allow for increased liquidity? Because there are more people who can purchase these tokens via the Binance exchange. The tokens are more visible because they are on the exchange, which means more liquidity in terms of people who are purchasing the tokens, basically. And then it bridges. There's a gap between decentralized exchanges, which are on-chain, and centralized exchanges. Now it bridges that gap because now you can purchase what's on a decentralized exchange on a centralized exchange. I would love to explain what a centralized exchange is and what a decentralized exchange is, just for context, for anyone who does not understand, or for any newbies who are here with us today. Decentralized exchange. Okay, I'll start with a centralized exchange. A centralized exchange is your Binance exchange, the one you're used to. When you're trading USDT against BTC, spot trading, that is on a centralized exchange. And then there's order book. You look at the order book and then you can switch this to this and this. And you have to put in market order, limit order. Now, that is basically on your centralized exchange. But what is the major differentiator? The major differentiator from a decentralized exchange is the fact that on a centralized exchange, you do not have access to your own keys. The exchange has access to your private keys. You can't access them yourself. That's the thing with centralized exchange. Then on the flip side, we have decentralized exchanges. Decentralized exchanges. First of all, the way liquidity is applied in the market is different. That's a thing about decentralized exchange. If you look at centralized exchanges, we have people called market makers, and market makers will come and create their orders in the centralized exchange, and then they'll supply certain amount of tokens via the exchange, and they'll be registered by the exchange. There's a lot of KYC done for them by the exchange, and then after that, they'll be able to trade on the platform. On the flip side, decentralized exchanges, they do not choose such market makers. However, there are things called liquidity pools. Liquidity pools are basically, imagine a pool that contains oil and water, for example, and then you want to exchange oil for water, which means for you to exchange oil for water, there must be oil and there must be water. A liquidity provider, which is now a market maker for a decentralized exchange, basically provides you with the oil and water, and they'll provide it in different kinds for people to switch between oil and water. Now, that's a difference. So, on decentralized exchanges, there are liquidity pools. On the other side, there are order books, and the market makers do not use liquidity pools. Also, another thing about decentralized exchanges is that on decentralized exchanges, you can access them using your own private keys. You can have your private keys and just access them by yourself. No needing, no needing help from anybody else to access the exchange by yourself. It just happens like that. So that's another thing about decentralized exchange. Yeah, very different from a centralized exchange. You might not need KYC to access a decentralized exchange, except if you are accessing your decentralized exchange via the Binance Web3 wallet. Of course, you need KYC because the Binance Web3 wallet is connected to your Binance wallet, which means you need KYC. So basically, that's it about decentralized and centralized exchange. Now, we're going back to Binance Alpha 2.0. Yeah, I believe you've understood what Binance Alpha 2.0 is, and you can differentiate it from Binance Alpha 0 or Binance Alpha itself. I believe you can differentiate the two. Well, that being said, let's move to the next slide. Well, here's the difference. Yeah, the differences, we've already dissected them and we'll just go over them again. Binance Alpha is available on Binance Wallet alone, while Binance Alpha 2.0 has been integrated within the exchange. That's the one you interact with. When I told you to go to your own page, that is the platform I was telling you to go and access. Yeah, and then the tokens spotlighted on the Binance exchange and the ones, those tokens spotlighted on Binance Alpha that is on the wallet, on the Binance Web3 wallet or the Binance wallet, and the tokens highlighted on the Binance exchange are still the same tokens. So that's a difference. That's a difference, and those are similar. There's a similarity as well between the Binance Alpha 2.0 and Binance Alpha. Wow, I believe you've gotten that, and that is clear. Guys, I would like to know that you're following me, and if you're following, kindly chat. Yeah, comment something, say something. Charles, are there any comments?
Yes, just looking through YouTube. Let's see our YouTube family, what YouTube is saying. Uh, so yeah, just greetings, guys. If you have a question on YouTube, feel free to leave them on chat around Binance Alpha, and I will be sure to answer them as we move with the presentation. Let me look at live Binance Live. No questions coming on live at the moment. We're just on live on YouTube and Binance Live. Yeah, everyone just saying expound on Binance Alpha. They're willing to learn more about the same. So yeah, let's continue. We'll check at the end of the session to see if any questions have come in.
Awesome, Glory. Let's keep going. Let's go. Well, now, okay, we won't be able to do a demo for you guys today, but next time we'll be able to do a demo for you. Yes. So why should you always choose Binance, the Binance wallet for your trading? The Binance wallet, okay. I'm going to talk about the Binance wallet because it's very important in this case. Yeah. So these are some of campaigns that we run, but I'm not going to cover them for now since they're first. Okay. So before we get to the other products we're going to talk about, that is still, and most of them are still related with Binance Alpha. I'd love to talk more about the Binance O3 wallet, which we talked about last week as well. I hope you guys attended that session, but if you did not attend that session, I'm going to highlight the reasons why you should use Binance O3 wallet for your on-chain exchanges. In case you'd like to do a trade, why should you use Binance O3 wallet and not other O3 wallets? I'm going to highlight the importance of that. And then once you hear it from here, feel free to visit our previous sessions. How can you visit our previous sessions? You can go to our Binance Africa YouTube channel there, and then from there you can access our previous sessions on Binance Web3 Wallet. Also, you can go to Facebook. Charles, I believe it's being recorded on Facebook, right? Hello, Charles.
Yes, Ray, could you repeat your question?
Oh, I believe these sessions are being recorded on Facebook as well.
Yes, yeah, the sessions are being recorded on YouTube and Binance Live. So yeah, you can always listen in back to the session if you missed out on anything.
Okay. So it's YouTube and Binance Live. On Binance Live, how do you access it? Just go to your Chrome and type Binance Africa Live. You'll find a plethora of sessions that we've covered, and then you can visit the one we did for next week. I mean, not next week, but last week about Binance Web3 wallet, and from there you'd learn more about Binance Web3 wallet. Also, we'll be doing demos in the coming few days. We'll be doing demos for the Web3 wallet. We'll be doing demos for Binance Alpha, and we'll ensure that you guys clearly understand how to use Binance Alpha, the different campaigns that are running there, and how to be a part of them. Basically, how to take part in all these airdrop campaigns that are ongoing on Binance Alpha. We'll be doing demos for that in the coming few days. Anyway, with that being said, I'd love to I'd love to talk about the advantages of using the Binance wallet instead of any other wallet. And the first one I'd love to start with is it's very easy to transfer your cryptocurrencies from your Binance exchange to the Binance Web3 wallet. You don't need to struggle. it's just you're just doing an in transfer. It's moving from this wallet to this other wallet very easily. It's a seamless process. You don't need to stress yourself. No headaches. It just happens very easy. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why you should consider the Binance Web3 wallet. Another reason is because Binance has great customer support, and this customer support has trickles down to the Binance Web3 wallet. The same support that you have access to on the Binance exchange is the same support that you have access to on the Binance Web3 wallet, which means you get adequate support. And then other than that, there are also products like Binance Alpha, which allow you to access access projects with great potential. And you can only do that on the Binance Web3 wallet. You can easily access them from there. Other than that, I would say there are multiple advantages to them. The multiple decentralized applications that you can access there, they're unlimited. There are so many decentralized exchanges and other decentralized applications that you can access via the Binance Web3 wallet. So I'd highly recommend go ahead and use the Binance Web3 wallet. You can share your experience with us. Use it, share your experience with us. Why do you share your experience? Join our Telegram group, share your experience there. We'd love to hear your thoughts on the Binance Web3 wallet, on the Binance Alpha. Would love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, let's get to other features that we intended to talk about today, still related to Binance Alpha. And number one feature we're going to talk about is the vote to list feature. Remember, when we introduced Binance Alpha, we did mention that Binance Alpha lists projects that have great potential, projects that could possibly be listed on Binance. Those are projects that are listed on Binance Alpha. That's the first introduction we did when we started talking about Binance Alpha. Now, how does vote to list come in this place? Well, vote to list comes in handy especially when it comes to listing the new projects. If a project is new and it has great potential, it will go to Binance Alpha. Once it goes to Binance Alpha, then there will be a round of campaigns where these projects will be campaigning to be listed, and a series of projects will be selected. Then you guys in the community, through your Binance Square, I hope you're all on Binance Square. Binance Square is a really chatty place to go. You can always talk about so many things you care about in relation to crypto. You can always look at other people's thoughts regarding different topics. Yeah, so that's basically on Binance Square. Binance Square is where now you can use Binance Square to vote for your favorite project. What do you need? You need to have a minimum of 0.01 BNB on your Binance wallet. Once you have 0.01 BNB in your Binance wallet, you can feel free to vote the potential projects that have been selected for listing. A few disclaimers though. I know we've talked about Binance Alpha and all the advantages of Binance Alpha. However, there's one thing I'd love to put out of the way. Just because tokens are listed on Binance Alpha, it does not mean that is an endorsement for you to buy those tokens. We're not endorsing them. We're just placing them there for you. It's a marketplace. Now you can see which tokens you're interested in, which tokens you love, or which ones you do not love. And from there, you can choose to purchase them. After doing your own research or after understanding what all these tokens are all about, you can go ahead and purchase them or not. Yes. So still on vote list, you can vote for your favorite tokens. Your favorite tokens will be having a series of campaigns on Binance Square. They'll do a series of lives and you'll hear them talk about their project, what they're all about, why you should vote for that particular project, why you should support them, why you should not support them. Yeah, and some will even have incentives for people who vote for them. How interesting must that be? So that's the process of voting to list, and the voting happens on Binance Square, as I told you. And voting eligibility, you must hold a minimum of 0.01 BNB in your Binance exchange account. Yes. Well, let's move to the next interesting product that is still related to vote list. Now, we've had we had the first batch of vote list back in March, and there are a few tokens that were listed back then. You can go and do your research on which tokens were listed in our previous batch of vote list. We're hoping to see more batches of vote list in the coming days. Yeah. The next thing, the next thing I'd love to talk about vote to delist. I mean, why would we have a vote to list and not have a vote to delist? Sounds unfair, right? If people have a say on which tokens should be listed, should they not have a say on which tokens should be delisted? Well, Binance offers people the liberty to vote for the ones that should be listed and the ones that should be delisted. And that's where vote to delist comes in. If you check your Binance wallet or if you trade Binance Spot, if you've never traded Binance Spot, let this be your first time to trade on Binance Spot. How do you access your Spot wallet? Just go straight to your Binance application and then click on the home page. Then you can go to the markets directly. Select the BTC USDT pair. When you select that, you'll be able to you'll be able to access the spot market, or alternatively you can go to the wallets, the different wallets overview. There's the wallet overview. You can go straight away to the spot wallet, and then on the spot wallet you'll see a plethora of coins there that you can choose to trade. You can even look, or you can click on the markets icon and see a list of tokens that you can trade on the markets directly, and then choose a token that you think is a prospective one and trade it from there. So those are basically ways to access the spot wallet if you've never accessed the spot wallet. Well, there's some features there's some features in your spot wallet if you look at it, and these features, some of them, like there's some tags on different cryptocurrencies on spot wallet if you check, and these tags could be tags such as proof of work. Proof of work is for Bitcoin, and then some will have tags like AI, some will have tags like DeFi, some will have tags like layer one, layer two. We'll talk about all that in the coming days. Yeah. But there's one specific tag I'd love to zero in on. The tag is monitoring. What does it mean when a coin has a monitoring tag? First of all, okay, if you're ever trading a coin and then you notice that it had a tag written monitoring, it means that that coin suffers the risk of possibly being delisted from Binance. Why do they get these monitoring tags? Well, this happens because probably maybe the project has experienced a couple of issues. Maybe it's illegal to have that project listed, or could be regulatory related issues. Sometimes it could be the project is not performing as well. The people who are working on that project have abandoned it, and so many other reasons might result into a coin or a cryptocurrency getting a monitoring tag. Now, vote to delist specifically focuses on these cryptocurrencies that do have a monitoring tag on them. And what does it do to them? Let me tell you what happens. When that cryptocurrency gets a monitoring tag on it, it is like a red dot. If you've watched a movie, the movie with snipers, they usually have that red dot on you. And when you see that red dot, you know you're about to be shot dead or something. Now, that monitoring tag is that like that red dot that is on a gun that is aiming at you, which means you're about to be shot dead. Well, let's see how that works with monitoring, how that works with vote to delist. Now, the vote to delist process happens in a very simple way. Once several cryptocurrencies get the monitoring tag, or the cryptocurrencies that have the monitoring tag, what will happen is these cryptocurrencies will be listed as a batch for delisting purposes. And then using Binance Square, you can now vote for the cryptocurrency that you want to be delisted from the Binance application. And still, the requirements are the same. You should have a minimum of 0.01 BNB. If you have a minimum of 0.01 BNB, you can easily vote that cryptocurrency that you want delisted on the Binance platform. Probably you could be having personal reasons as to why you're delisting that cryptocurrency. Maybe you felt scammed or played, or for reasons best known to you. Maybe you just don't like the community. For whichever reason, you can just vote to delist it. And if the votes to delist that cryptocurrency are many than the votes that are not to delist it, then that cryptocurrency will be delisted. We already had a first batch of cryptocurrencies that were delisted through the same procedure. Yeah, I would love to say just one thing. This is a more user centric approach to delisting and listing coins. Yeah, so that users feel as their part feel part and parcel of the decisions that go on Binance. So never feel left out. We are very user centered. We're very user focused. You can always air any thoughts that you have concerning different processes. Your feedback is very important. Or yeah, your feedback is very important. Well, with that being said, I believe we've come to the end of this session. Now, I'd like to hear your questions. Yes, your questions are very important. That's how I know you are learning. Or feedback, comments. If you can comment on YouTube, comment. If you can comment on Binance Live, comment on Facebook. I really value your comments, guys. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Ray, for that quick recap. Right. Just talking about Binance Alpha, how users can be able to, yeah, just view early stage projects, right, and have early access to these high potential projects, right. So yeah, Binance Alpha just is here basically to help you as a user just gain access to, you could call them promising crypto projects, right? As Ray said, before they're listed or before they're available, before they're widely available, right? These just creates the potential of capturing maybe the significant upside. Uh, yeah, as an institutional investor, as you as a user, right? And through just the curated selection process that we'll set aside as Binance, right? To be able to, yeah, review this project and offer you as an investor, right? The potential to be able to leverage uh, Binance's experts, yeah, Binance's expertise to view this project, Binance's expertise in researching this project, which reduces your burden of basically just researching or individually, or yeah, just doing a lot of nitty gritties on the side as an individual. Because yeah, we have a selected team of industry experts who are just focused on yeah, reviewing these projects before they are listed on Alpha, right? So those are some of the key things, sorry, that you need to look out for, aside just from how we've democratized investment opportunities through Alpha, right? By giving you just the opportunities to, yeah, be able to invest in these early stage crypto projects. So those are some of the key things that I just wanted to highlight. You can go dive deep into Binance Alpha. We always usually encourage you to go to Binance Academy. You'll find every single bit that you need to learn about the crypto ecosystem, about the Web3 ecosystem on Binance Academy. So if you're just starting out, if you're also an expert in the field, yeah, you can go upscale, you can go start yeah, upscale your knowledge, or you can go start as a, yeah, a beginner, right? If you don't have the knowledge, we have beginner courses, intermediate and advanced. yeah, you as a beginner, you could go start on different simple courses as you advance to more complex, or if you're an expert, you can go upscale, as we always introduce new concepts like Binance Alpha. Go upscale on Binance Alpha. Also, we have Binance Research, where you can be able just to dig deep into different projects, into the wider Web3 ecosystem, and basically where the market is moving. You can be able to learn where the market is moving, the trends each and every month, the trends each and every year. Yeah, so that you can be able just to make financial or rather informed financial decisions. As we always say, do your own research, and by doing your own research, you need to dive into all these resources in order to learn. So looking through the questions, I can't see any questions coming in. So yeah, I'm on Binance Live. No questions are coming in. Remember, if we've left your question, or rather if we haven't seen your question, you can always join our community on Telegram, Binance Global, Binance East Africa, Binance West Africa, Binance South Africa, Binance Africa, Binance Tanzania. Wherever country you are, you can be able to join any Binance community and ask your question in the community. We have a lovely community that is always there to answer you or to help each other out. So feel free to ask your question in the community, and you'll get an answer from one of the moderators, one of the community members, or one of the angels. So with that, we'd love to come to the end of the session. So thank you so much for joining in. Remember, always do your own research, and whatever we said here isn't financial advice. And stay safe out there. Take care, guys, and let's meet tomorrow for the next session.
See you guys. Have a great evening or morning, afternoon, whatever time. Have a great time.